Brought to you by Global Ethics Solutions.
No matter what kind of ethical dilemma you face, you need some simple tests to help you decide what to do. The following are a series of tests through which you can put ethical dilemmas. The purpose of these tests is to help you clarify the situation and avoid rationalizations. First, the honesty test. If you are about to make an ethical choice, ask yourself if it is honest and truthful. Does it involve any kind of lying, deceit, or dishonesty? Does it break any generally accepted moral principles of telling the truth? Or do you have to resort to any kind of rationalization to justify the action? Second, the legal test. Is your ethical choice completely legal from all points of view? Does it respect the rule of law? And does it comply with company policies, approved practices, and company values? Third, the conscience test. Can you make your ethical choice in a good conscience? Do you feel uncomfortable at all about doing this? What is your gut feeling? And can you do it without looking back? Fourth, the consequences test. Consider all the possible consequences of your choice, especially the unpleasant consequences that you'd rather ignore. What are the physical and emotional costs to both people and the company? And finally, the publicity test. What if your ethical choice were broadcasted to everyone around you? Would you be proud of your actions if your spouse, children, clergy, or other respected individual knew about it? Remember, you need to behave as if someone is always watching you, because they are. So pay attention. Be aware of how your behavior will be perceived by others. And don't forget that your character and integrity are reflected in your everyday actions and decisions. We've all been guilty of using rationalizations to get out of a tough spot. It seems that our natural instinct is to make something up to justify our unethical actions rather than take responsibility. The following are some of the most common rationalizations people use. Think about which ones you've heard or used. First, everyone's doing it. This is the false safety in numbers rationalization that your mother always warned you about. Remember her question: if your friends were all going to jump off a cliff, would you do it? Second, if it's legal, it's okay. This rationalization establishes minimal standards of ethical behavior. It plays to the lowest common denominator and does not consider all the possible ethical obligations. Third, I really need it. This leads to a destructive ends justifies the means mentality. People who say this treat personal goals or tasks as moral imperatives. Fourth, I've got it coming. People use this when they feel that they deserve self-justified perks, discounts, or gratuities. Everyone has felt overworked and underappreciated. What that leads to is the rationalization that you need and deserve more. Fifth, nobody will be hurt. This is the old victimless crime principle. It says, since nobody will be hurt, the action is okay. But is there really such a thing as victimless crime? Sixth, payback time. Payback or revenge has no place in your ethical decision-making process. It is never appropriate anywhere or anytime. And seventh, I'm not getting anything out of it. Doing something wrong for the good of others is neither honorable nor noble. The Robin Hood model of ethics works only in fairy tales. We need to have some kind of systematic process for dealing with not-so-situational dilemmas. When facing any kind of ethical dilemma, put it through these 4 steps. Step 1. Clarify the situation. Step back from the situation and determine exactly what is going on. Consider the full range of alternatives and develop at least 2 ethically justifiable options to move forward. Step 2. Look at your options. Get the facts straight and clear up any misunderstandings. Distinguish the facts from beliefs, desires, theories, unsupported conclusions, and opinions. Consider how this situation affects all the possible stakeholders, and decide whether or not this is an issue worth pursuing. Step 3. Just do it. Be real. Consider the best and worst case scenarios. Decide on a course of action and stick to it. Make sure that your response follows your company's ethics, policies, and guidelines. Be prepared for a rough ride. Standing up for your principles may not win you a popularity contest. Step 4. Monitor and adjust. Be prepared to revise a plan or change course based on new information. If you're wrong, have the courage to admit it. And hold your head up high and know that you stood up for the right thing. There comes a time when you have to think fast and talk your way through or out of a situation. The key is to communicate effectively, but not to sacrifice your ethical values. Face-to-face conflict is never easy. No one likes the tension and awkwardness, but conflict will happen to you eventually, and you will need to be prepared to address it head on. Consider these tips. Ask questions. Your crisis may simply be the result of misunderstanding. Suggest a solution. Try to turn a sticky situation into a problem-solving opportunity. Choose your battles. Sometimes you have to get clear of the situation and live to fight another day. Just say no or state your position. Be assertive. Don't be afraid to just say no like you mean it. Don't let the conflict end without a clear communication of your ethical position. And watch your body language, tone of voice, timing, and who is present. All of these things may make it harder or easier to talk your way out of a crisis.
This is a Global Ethics Solutions presentation. Be sure to follow us online, like and share this presentation, and subscribe to our channel today.